I'm 51% of the population, and listen to my song. It's got but 15 verses, it won't detain you long. It's all about 4 housewives, we took a little risk, and how we got the title of the Housewives Terrorists. On a sunny day in the month of May in 1966, quite near the town of San Jose, we dressed in our best nylons, high heels, and white gloves, and drove down to the shores of Frisco Bay. There was Joyce and McLean, Beverly and Lisa. We'd each made our decision on our own. We hand-painted the lines on our homemade picket signs and arranged for babysitters back at home. When we entered the storage yard down on the bay, we saw the loading ramp and the bombs. Little did we know the consternation we'd be causing for the folk who'd rather not discuss napalm. We saw a forklift truck bringing out a bomb load. Lisa walked over and spoke up to the man. Then she said, I want you to stop what you are doing, and in front of his truck we all did stand. We came to stop murder, Joyce explained politely. He stopped his truck and stared in disbelief. And just as another operator mounted the machine, along came Pat Chew, the local chief. Chief Chew tried to shove us all out of the way. Lisa fell down to her knees. The operator seemed to go crazy with the heat, stripped to the waist and muttered obscenities. Chief Chew went to his radio. He said, send reinforcements. There's 4 women here, you gotta help me out. Loud whined the siren. 2 squad cars drove in. Chief Chew says, now ladies, you clear out. Still we wouldn't move. The owner shouts, you're trespassing. Here's your last chance to leave of your free will. We said, please tell us which is the most important law. Thou shalt not trespass or thou shalt not kill. The owner said, ladies, why don't you think of your children? We are, says we, and yours as well. And we're thinking of those children in far-off Vietnam, for whom these bombs will make a burning hell. They said, why don't you go through the legislative process? That's when our politeness very near gave way. Why doesn't the president go through the legislative process? If he did, this war could end today. They must have given us 8 or 10 last chances. Don't you realize that you do break the law? We said, don't you realize what you yourself are doing? It's you that commits a crime of war. You're under arrest, he said at last. Each of us, says we. Faintly he said yes and closed his eyes. We had held our ground for over 1 hour, and the napalm barge had missed the tide. Perhaps you read the papers, we got a suspended sentence, as long as we would obey the law. But we feel it's our government that's really breaking laws, and that's what we demonstrated for. So when school starts again, we may find ourselves taking some other little risk, and we hope that other women will shed their small fears and join the housewife terrorists.